Hey, welcome back to Spirit Music Meetups. 22 minutes playing with God. Mike Burris here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for getting these out to other people so that they can see some revelation. This is all revelation. And then they can ask, seek, and knock and get more revelation. And that way you're going to see your skill levels multiply. Because if it's all by your own might and power, it's going to be very limited. But God is unlimited. You know, for instance, this is Might and Power. This is out of a book. It's a good book, but it's definitely not the complete vocabulary. So take everything with a grain of salt. It's not the Ten Commandments, okay? It's not in stone. So, for instance, they have in this book a thing called Triplet Diddles. And they give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stickings for triplet diddles, and they give you one counting. They give you a triplet, 1 ya, and then 2 and. 1 ya, 2 and, 1 ya, 2 and, 1 ya, 2 and, 1 ya, 2 and. So anyway, very limited, but you can glean from, things in the world. You can glean from it. That's just taking the good stuff. Leave the chaff. But you've got to expand. You've got to ask, seek, and knock, A.S.K, to go a lot farther than they go. Because if you only paint with one, in this case, 5 different crayons, you can do some things with 5 different crayons, but you can do a lot more with the variations of those crayons. Orange, different shades of orange, red, different shades of red, green, etc. So don't be limited by what you see in books. So I call this the progressive combinations of triplet diddles. Progressive because you're going to go forward, you're going to move forward. You're going to do this very systematically, in a system, methodically, all right? So they gave us a couple different stickings, 5, I think, and you can see that there's many more here, many more. You can have 3 strokes, right, left, right, left, so I view those as pairs because they're opposites, so I put a green line there. Then you got right, left, which is a front side triplet, and the opposite, left, right. So I put that as a pair, and I'm numbering them. You can see why later. This is a backside triplet, right, left, and the opposite. Right is a triple, and the opposite, kept as a pair. Here's your 2 strokes that they had, a triplet and a duplet. So you got right, left, the opposite, left, right, that's a pair. Right, left, that's a pair. So I think of these as pairs. And you're going to see I numbered them. And the reason why we're going to number them is because we're going to combine them, combos, but very progressively, okay? God shows me, don't jump all over the place. Don't be like ADHD, autism spectrum. It's a real struggle. I work with the autism spectrum, and it's a real struggle. It's very incremental because their brain is shooting all over the place instead of down one path, one step at a time on the same path. They want to go off on these side tangents. It's very incremental, the amount of progress you make with the autism spectrum. You have to really, really go simple. So here's, for instance, what we're going to do. Now, I showed one method, and after showing this to a student, I've decided to go a different direction because you got to work with it for a while, and then you'll see something. So, for instance, you could go 1 and combine it with 9. 1 plus 9. So I show that. 1 plus 9. And then you want to do the opposite of it, which is 2 plus 10. So that combination, 1 plus 9, would be opposite. So I said that. That's fine. But then I said, and ignore this because I found that there's duplicates when you go this this plus this, and the alternate this plus this, well, you end up repeating yourself. So then I said, we'll go down here, 3 plus 9, and the opposite, 4 plus 10. Then I went 5 plus 9, and the opposite, 6 plus 10. I went down this row, and what I realized is, just as in drumming, most drumming, you're keeping the front part the same usually, and then you're changing the back side of it. You get people hooked on something, and then you surprise them. You get them hooked on this by repeating this, and then change it over here. That's usually the way it works on drumming. Sort of like a drum fill is usually at the end of a measure. So I changed this method to this. 1 plus 9, and the opposite, 2 plus 10. Fine. But now instead of going down here and going back up to here, I'm going to go down here. 1 plus 11, and the opposite, 2 plus 12. So you're staying with this longer. And you only have 2 pairs to do, which is kind of nice. So you go 1 plus 9 and 2 plus 10, 1 plus 11 and 2 plus 12. See how that works? Then go down to the next one. 3 plus 9 and the opposite, 4 plus 10. Then 3 plus 11 and the opposite, 4 plus 12. So that's the one I'm going to write up in the description. I'm not going to write up this one. Then you go 5 plus 9, 6 plus 10, 5 plus 11, 6 plus 12. Then you go down one more. 7 plus 9, 8 plus 10, 7 plus 11, 8 plus 12. And you will have exhausted all the combinations going from left to right, very progressively. But when you write those out, you also want to go the opposite direction, because that's a 3-2 phrasing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's called 3-2 phrasing. But you also wanted to go the opposite. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I could, for whatever combination I just created, I've written it out, I could go backwards. But you can do it right here. You can say 9 plus 1 and the opposite, 10 plus 2. Now stay with this. 9 plus 3, 10 plus 4. Stay with it. 9 plus 5, 10 plus 6. 9 plus 7, 10 plus 8. See how I stayed with this. Now I'll work on this one. 11 plus 1, 11 plus 2. 11 plus 1, and the opposite, 12 plus 2. 11 plus 3, and the opposite, 12 plus 4. 11 plus 5, the opposite, 12 plus 6. 11 plus 7, and the opposite, 12 plus 8. It's like math. This way you have 2-3 phrasing. Together it's a 5. Well, that's odd time. It's very odd time. But you can mess around with counting, and we didn't do that up here. I'll throw it on the description. You can make this evenly counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very even. Like odd meter. 5 4 time, 5 8 time. But you don't have to do that. You can make this count 1 and this count 2. And set your metronome. 1, 2. 1, 2. And you can make that a triplet. 1E 2 and 3E 4 and. So now you turn that into a triplet. And that's what they did in the book. See how that works? You can do it in other counting. You could make this 1 and 2 and. And this could be a 16th note triplet. 1 E E and 2 E E and a, 3 E E and a, 4 E E and 1 triplet and a, 2 triplet and a, 3 triplet and a, however you want to say it. 1 da da and a, 2 da da and a. So these are regular 16ths, and those are 16 note triplets. So the sky's the limit on how you want to count this. You could actually put rests in there, spaces, and you could make this a triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a space in there, 5, 6. So now you've evened them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Or you could count it 8th note triplets and an 8th note shuffle. 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4. 1 E, 2, 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 3 E, 4. So counting can get pretty crazy. Now let's talk about naming. They name these things singles, right? Single strokes, right? Single strokes triplet, a triplet, because it's 3, right? Single stroke. They call that a front side triplet, a back side triplet, because they're favoring the back side, favoring the front side, and a triple. But they call that a para, a double, right? Or a diddle, a double or a diddle. So they have different names for these things. It's hard to remember all these things. I have a simple naming system. You look at it, you say it's raw. And you say la, la. Raw, la, la, raw. But you can abbreviate that raw to la. And you can say, instead of raw, you can say 2 raw. So my example would be raw, 2 la, 2 raw. And I have a way of numbering that. 5 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the same. You can count it any way you want. And the lead stroke, that's whatever you start out with, is in the 1st, 4th, and 5th. 1st, 4th, and 5th position. And they're all single strokes. And I have a table of stroke types. Single stroke is a 1, stroke type 1, so there's 5 of them, so I just say 5 ones. You could go 5.1, you could go 1.1.1.1.1, or just 5 ones. This last piece is the accent position. And we'll talk about accents over here, but if you accent, for instance, the first here and the first here, so you can hear the 3 and the 2 separate. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you want to do that, that would be the 1st and the 4th position. So you would go 1.4 over here in accents. 1.4, saying accent in the 1st position, accent in the 4th position. 1.4. And that's what we see over here, progressive accents 1.4. So that's what it is. But you can compress, you can manipulate these 4 strokes. I had the right hand here, left it alone, okay? But then I compressed those 2 little lefts into and joined it to this stroke over here. So instead of da da da, I made a drag out of it. Da da. So now I got right, drag, right, drag, right. Dun, 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 dun. So now it's 3 strokes. And I call it raw, lulu, raw, raw. So now I created a new rudiment, lulu, raw, raw. Raw, lulu, raw, raw. And I have a number, 3 strokes. The lead, the right hand, is in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd positions. And it's stroke type 1. A drag is called stroke type 3 in the table. And you got another single. So 1, 3, 1. And let's say you accented that. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you would say the accent position is in the 2 position. So I just put a 2 in here. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So we talked about combinations over here. So now let's talk about accents. Well, we can be very progressive, just like we did here, one step at a time, like a child. Be a little child. Take your time. I numbered the positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can put it in the first position. I'm going to think about the accents I have to do here and the accents I have to do here as separate. And then I'm going to combine them. So I have 1 accent in the first position, second position, or third position. That's what that is. And I can say accent in the first and second, second and third, third, and when I repeat it, the first. First, second, second, third, third and first, and then finally all of them accented. 1, 2, 3. And with accents, you can have no accent. So I should have put the 0 right here. None at all. Nothing accented at all. Well, over on this side, you can have this accented, that accented, or both accented. So I call it the 4, the 5, and the 4, 5. And of course, 0. So when you're progressively combining strokes, you can progressively combine accents. So you end up 0, right? I would have put a 0, 0 plus 4. So you're saying, hey, I'm only going to accent in the 4. 0 plus 5, I'm only going to accent the 5. 0 plus 4 and 5. 0 and 0, nothing accented. So what do I mean by that? Nothing accented here. Let's say I'm combining this and this. Nothing accented here and just the 4. Nothing accented here, just the 5. Nothing accented here, just the 4 and the 5. Or I could have said nothing accented here and nothing accented there. Okay. See how that works? Then I can say, okay, I did the 0 plus everything. Now I can do the 1 plus everything. 1 plus 0, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 5, 1 plus 4, 5. And then I can continue. 2 plus 4, 2 plus 5. I'm sorry, 2 plus 0. I really ought to put 0 up here. Let's put 0 up here so that you start with 0, right? Just start with 0. So we start with 0. Now we're on the 1. So 1 plus 0, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 5, 1 plus 4, 5. Then 2 plus 0, 2 plus 4, 2 plus 5, 2 plus 4, 5. 3 plus 0, 3 plus 4, 3 plus 5, 3 plus 4, 5. 1 and 2, 0. 1 and 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. You see, and you're just working your way down, combining everything here with everything here. That gives you a lot of possibilities for accents. Totally. Every one of these accent possibilities can be played on every one of these combinations of this and this. Wow, that's just amazing. You can work through this systematically. So this is it's pretty cool. So I like the ones that are starred. Just accent the 1 so you can hear the phrasing. This is called phrasing. 3 and then 2. So you can hear the 3 strokes and hear the 2 strokes. Remember, you go backwards, hear the 2 strokes, hear the 3. So you're going to make the first stroke loud and then the next stroke. Okay, so that's the ones I like. There's a lot of possible combinations here. I think you should try them all. Why should you try all these combinations and all these accents? Because if I say, hey, I want you to just practice one combination, that's 1 crayon. I'm playing this with accent here and here. First of all, you're not going to do that for long because you're going to get bored. you're going to get bored. You'll do it for so long, and probably not long enough to really get a solid muscle memory, or to build strength, or volume, or technique, or coordination, or speed, or any of the things you want in drumming. So you will get bored, and you just won't be in your drum room long enough. So Lord showed me, keep it interesting, be curious like a little kid, explore, go on adventures. And that's what this is, big an adventure, big discovery, big exploration. And doing it not haphazardly, but one step at a time, like little kids learn. Child crawls, then he walks a little faster, then they learn how to run. So, by doing this progressively, I will stay with something for a long time, and I will really learn deep memories. And that means it'll come out in my playing. It'll happen in my playing. I will benefit from this. So by staying with this one thing and going through all these accents, I will really get to know this right, left, right, da, 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 da. Now, what I like to do is repeat 1 + 9 4 times at least, or more. I like to keep track of fours because music has a lot of 4 measure phrases. You do something for 4 measures and then you repeat it, or you change it. So there's trading 4s, soloing in 4s. So I like to do this 4 times and then switch to the alternate to this one 4 times. 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times. And then get really good at doing and counting down progressively. 3 times. 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go 1. Gotta make 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I might pause there. I might put a little pause just to get my thinking straight. 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then pause. Get my hand in position. Got to lift my hand up. And start the other side. After a while, you can get rid of that pause. You can just go 1, and then go right into the other. I'm going to say that's the 4th time. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, I just did ones, but you're going to count down 4, 3, 2, 1. So I did 4, 3, 2. See how the transition's getting closer and closer? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and now we're going to get to 1. So it makes you learn your muscle memory and get ready for the change. You got to think ahead what I got to do. Oh, that's right. I got to get my left hand up. I got to get my left hand up. I got to get my right hand up. So I like this repeat, alternate, repeat, alternate, repeat, alternate. But do it until it creates memory. 4, 3, 2, 1. With and without a space at the end to help you with the transition. Put a space here to help you get over to the other side. Put a space here to get back to here. But then get rid of that space. And that's counting it evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could drill this in more by playing it with a different rhythm. 1 E 2 and that 2 and kind of creates a space for you. 1 E 2 and 3 4 and 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 1 E. So it kind of has this built-in space into it to get you back. So changing the counting can help you also drill it in. I worked it. Then I'll work it. Then I'll go to the next one. Work it. So I just blobbed here, had to continue it down here. And we talked about doing it in reverse. All right? Which is just a way of shifting. If you think 1E, 2N, if you repeat this over here, well, that's the same as like 1N, 2E. 1E, 2N, if you repeat it, it's just shifting things over in time. So I'll just start here and go over to here. 1 and 2E, 1. So I'm going to say 1 and 2E, 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 1. Isn't that cool? Now, I think this is pretty cool. I'll put, like I said, the counting down and give you some examples. But again, one of the things I like to do is put this on 2 sounds, because a lot of times you'll hear a pattern in the right hand. I'll put a little space in there and make it a shuffle. Wow, I just heard something. That's jazz. I'm going to move this left hand close to the right hand, make it 1E and a space so I can get triplet. Put the space here instead of here. So it's going to go like da 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 da. 2E, 1E, 2E, 1E, 2E, 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E. Still jazz. Now you might hear something over on the left hand. So sometimes I put the left hand on a sound, right, and my right hand. I don't think I'm going to hear much of a pattern, but maybe. I didn't really hear a pattern. It's kind of a syncopated, just a odd thing. But sometimes the left hand is the pattern that it will help you remember the motion. See, sound patterns sometimes will help you play it long enough because you're hooked to the sound pattern, and then you'll play it long enough to create the motion memory. That's a double paradiddle. No, paradiddle-diddle. And it really helped me learn the paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle. Once I heard, it really helped me. So I like isolation. See, I don't really hear a left-hand pattern. Now I could do a left paradiddle, paradiddle-diddle. Now I hear the jazz pattern on the left side. Right? Okay, notice I made a mistake because I could hear I changed something. It didn't play exactly the same way. So sometimes playing on 2 sounds helps you hear a mistake that you made in the pattern you would not have known otherwise. I was like telling my students to play. This one student was playing, and I said, I don't think that's a paradiddle-diddle, because they were making mistakes. It sounded even and everything, but it wasn't a paradiddle-diddle. So they would have known if they played on 2 sounds. And as soon as I made them play on 2 sounds, right? hard to get transitioned over. It's very good for a drum set. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you. Share this. Comment on this video. It's very helpful to me and others. Your feedback. You're teaching one another on these comments. And then on the website, on the drum tab, spiritmusicmeetups.org, I'll have all that down there. You can go out there and comment on the bottom of every page. That's even better because a lot of people see the website and they're teaching one another on the website. So have at it. So this is progressive. All this is progressive. Systematically moving forward one step at a time. And even in the accents. And you're going to see this pattern, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're going to see this everywhere in my videos because this is divine revelation. And whatever you do forward, you can do reverse. That's another really powerful thing. And whatever you repeat, right? You repeat one side, always do the opposite, the alternation, right? Alternate. Do this 4 times, do this 4 times. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, you know. And finally you'll get down to 1, 1. That's tough. 1, 1 is tough. But you're going to creep up on your brain, creep up on your body. Get your brain mentally coordinated first. That coordinates your body. All right, long enough. Thank you very much for your time. We did this on one part. God bless. Bye-bye.